Hello and welcome. My name is Andrey and I'm a co-founder of Bottalk. And this is just a presentation that we take to all of the places. Most of the time I'm going to show you how Bottalk actually works. But before I do that, I just make a small presentation about why we're doing this. I know you heard it 100 times today. But probably there are some things that I could clear up. The main thing that I want you to kind of understand where we're coming from is that we're coming from the bots. And the bots were in the beginning of this whole voice era, as the voice was not as cool as it is now. And what we want you to kind of concentrate on is not the platforms, not the code, not anything. You want to concentrate when you're building your own skills or Google Actions. You want to concentrate on conversational interface. And what we mean by that is that you have to really kind of rethink how you interface with a computer, right? So it helps what other guys also showed you. It helps when you actually, before you start building your skills, that you do a little bit of a brainstorming and just try to play your use case, just without any code, without Alexa, without trying to connect to Google. Just play as a normal people would play. One of you would play Alexa, and another one will play user. It's as simple as it sounds. This is the best way to make a conversational user interface. So just try to and just write down what Alexa is supposed to answer. And this is the best way to kind of think about it. There are like couple of really cool examples how conversational user interfaces work in the text environment, but essentially. This is the Holvi. Holvi is a banking app, and this is their registration form, right? So not the boring registration form you are all used to, but this kind of, and you might expect this to be even better when it comes to voice. So there are like hundreds of things that are doing this conversational UI right now. Google was experimenting this summer with things like that in their ads, right? So instead of calling them, they were asking their users to text them, right? So this is more and more what we're seeing, and that is why you have to kind of shift your thinking about the app, because in the end of the day, you are not building an app, you are not building a web application, you are building a product, and your product, on the other hand, is not an app, is not an application. It is something that the users use. And if I don't know, if a kid asks Alexa, I know this may sound very kind of kid unfriendly, but one of my friends left home for a couple of minutes and left his little kid alone for a couple of minutes. I know it's not such a good thing in Germany, but for a couple of minutes, he comes back, the kid is crying, and he asks, "Why are you crying?" "Yeah, I woke up, you are not at home, mommy is not at home, so I ask Alexa, where are my parents?" So, and the kid is 3 years old. So this is the natural thing that they do right now. So you have to like keep that in mind, that the new generation will not understand all debate about platforms and stuff like that. They will expect this just to work. I know you probably know the Virgin Airlines chatbot. This is the example of a cool conversational UI you could build. Just rethink it in voice, and you'll have like the best skill out there, because you can do all these things in voice right now, and it'll be much cooler, I think, if you could just order a flight just like that. So this is our punchline. So every business will have that one. Another example of the conversational UI that you can imagine by Ray-Ban is that, okay, someone wants to buy a Ray-Ban, and then it just works like that, right? Like this, this old paradigm of e-commerce is just changing. And I could imagine with the devices that have the screen, you could actually do the e-commerce like that. And yeah, it goes even further. Of course, it's a prototype. It just goes on and on like that, right? So it's just crazy what you can do. Yeah, then he calls and says, okay. His girlfriend says, okay, you can spend your money. You look good. Last thing that I tell you now about this is that, you know, this slide is a bit old, but the Google last year said mobile first is that, AI first is what we're going for. This year, you all saw the presentation yesterday by Peter that they're calling the businesses. The assistants are here to stay, and I'm really excited about you know about what you guys are going to come up with, and for this purpose, we actually build our platform. And before we go to the platform, I just want to refresh your kind of understanding of what natural language processing is all about. There are 3 slides, just bear with me. What is the intent? Intent is, okay, Alexa, stelle Kirill vor. Okay, Alexa, who is Kirill, right? So this is the intent. Intent is to tell more information about a person. Right, and when Alexa hears this, when she hears that, she goes, okay, I know what to do. This is the intent, this part. As you can imagine, there could be like variations of this intent. I could say it like that, or I could say it like that. What do you know about Kirill? Or could you please tell me more about Kirill? There are variations, and in the current state of NLP, of natural language processing, you, as a skill creator, have to define all of these phrases for yourself, like all the variants. I know it sounds crazy, but we are in the very early stages. So keep an eye in mind that Amazon is recommending about like 50 intents variants, right? So utterances, as they call them, the variants of this intent. And of course, there are slots. So you can say like, okay, please tell me more about Andrey. Please tell me more about someone else, or just please tell me more about yourself. So these are the slots. Slots are filled with the actual name. So the way it works, you just say, Alexa, you just write in your script that, okay, this will be a variant, and then something will come up in the middle, and this something will be a name. A German name, an English name, a name of the German city, a name of the English city, and stuff like that, a currency, and stuff like that. So Alexa understands, okay, these are the slots, I have to fill them in, so you don't have to define like the whole dictionary of English names yourself and of Russian names and stuff like that. So that's it for the small introduction, and just to kind of give it a context of where we're coming from, is that we usually do a workshops for the clients, and the workshop results are usually lo-fi. So what we do is we actually give them use cases and say, okay, what would it look like on the paper? Just mind map your conversation flow on the paper, on the wall, and play around before you build anything. And it works surprisingly well. So I encourage you to do that in today. So tomorrow you could concentrate on the implementation, but today all details about the conceptual thinking will be done, and you could take a picture of that and then start building tomorrow. Because very good practice, it comes from web and from app development. Do prototyping before you start developing something. Yeah, so that's it for the introductory conceptual self-loving part, and let's go to a more sitting and working part. I hate this part, and let's hope that everything works. So Bottalk is the platform that we built. In the core of the Bottalk is the idea that you could create skills with a very simple markup language. same as HTML or CSS. It's not a programming. It's not programming. I'll show you in a second. And we created like several templates for you. So when you go to bottalk.de, we're based in Germany. We're very proud of it. None of us is German, but anyway. And then when you go and register the account, you go to skills and you can create a new skill. You can just register your account right here, and I'll see the notifications of new registration on my phone. We're very happy about every customer we could get. Bottalk is free. It will stay free, so you don't have to worry about free peers and stuff like that. So you create a new skill, and today I'm going to show you templates that we bought, that we actually created. So this one could be like something coin demo or coin template. Then you can choose a language, English for US, UK, German. You can actually change it to French as well. In the template. Then you click to the next, and there are three things that you could use. There's an empty skill that you can choose, and it's really empty. There are only bare bones things there. And there are two fact skills that we created for you, so you could actually easy start your development. And I'm going to go with a coin.
Sorry, so do you mean they're like templates, sort of?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. So just a second. So this skill that I'm choosing right here is that will contain some advanced logic, and it will include some API requests to like third-party services, and some advanced stuff that I can show you intents and slots and stuff like that. And you could just click next and just finish creation and launch it. So, and this is how the actual. I have to make it even bigger. Here you go. I think this is better, right? Yeah, perfect. So this is actually how our scenario looks like, right? So if you look at this, there are several things that you don't have to change, like invocation name. It doesn't matter, but important things are here in the step section. So each step is like physical step where Alexa is right now. So in the beginning, there are some checks. The checks in this template are for some cool features like remembering. So once you use this skill once and said, okay, I'm interested in the price of Bitcoin. Next time you launch the skill recognizes, okay, I was launched before, and the person that launched me actually wanted last time the price of a Bitcoin, so I don't have to ask you all the time. This is not self-evident for any type of platform. So we're really proud of it. There are some programming that you have to do here to kind of check, okay, did the user have this variable? But we are here all the time to help you with this more complex if-else things. The really interesting part starts here with the initial step where you could actually, Alexa goes or Google goes, okay, what coin are you interested in? So this is done with the send text action. We have 5 actions you have to remember. They all written in our documentation. There are literally nothing to be afraid of when the doc is loading. It will continue. So you are sending someone a text. So you are sending Alexa a text, and then you are awaiting for the input here. And then judging by the input, but judging on what the user said, right? You can go to the next steps. So the next will be, if the user chooses which coin intent, then the next step will be the API request. And where is which coin defined? It is actually defined in the intent section. So if you go to intents, you can see, okay, here's a which coin intent, and we define it just as I showed on the slides with the different variants, how a person can actually say it out loud. How much is coin name? Coin name is a slot. Or what is the price of da-da-da? How much da-da-da costs? How much does cost? Yeah, like English problems here. I'm interested in whatever. And where do coin name slots are coming from? Where do they come from? They come from the slots section. So in the slot section, we have coin name defined as a slot, and we just put there, I think that like, top 100, yeah, top 100 coin names here. So you can imagine if you have like your custom slot, for example, the category of your products. You just can put a list of your categories right here. Or if you're building the dating skill, as we are, you could put like, different variants of a slot, like what kind of music. And you could name your slot name music type, and then just put rock, classic music, jazz, stuff like that. And then we go back to intents. So this was the which coin intent and all the variants that you could actually invoke it with. You could actually just say Bitcoin without any surrounding words. So this is the first initial step. So when a person say which coin, then API request is done. There are four other intents here. There are built-in intents, for example. You don't have to worry about them. Just you can understand cancel intent. When someone says cancel, then the app is going to exit and stuff like that. Let's say the user said which coin. Then the next step will be API request. Okay, let's look for the API request. Here it goes. So this is the API request here. And we are setting some variables here. Those are the advanced options, right? We are setting the variables so next time the user comes, we know, okay, he already told us what coin he does want. So we save this coin name in the old coin name for the further logic that you can look at this template later and just, either figure out by yourself or just come to us and we could build this logic for you. So these are like logic things. The important thing here is get URL, right? So the get URL thing is that when you are requesting the API from somewhere, and we are supporting external APIs right off the box. Just write a URL that your API needs, whatever, Foursquare URL, whatever, and the response that is coming will be automatically saved. And you can see in the URL response variable, and you can just pass any kind of keys out there. So this response is giving like some meta information, but the important thing is USD key, that the actual price of the Bitcoin is in. So you could say, okay, take that, save it in the last currency price. So next time he can the skill could do like some logic. And then the next step after he's done this API request, like this is technical, as you can see, Alexei is not saying anything. We don't say send text here. Nothing is happening. It's just, simple like work step that we do, request, save stuff, and so on. And then that's why we're not listening to anything. And then we say, okay, read price. And we jump to the read price. And the read price step is looking like that. There are three actions actually. Send text. So the first thing that Alexa does is she says, okay, the price of coin name is currently last current price USD. That's what we saved here, dollars. And do you want to know a price of another coin? Ask the Alexa. And then it just goes all over again. So we wrote a bunch of documentation. We recorded like, I think, 10 tutorials that are on YouTube. We wrote Medium posts, stuff like that. It's very, very, the Medium post is like 10 minutes long to read. The tutorials are all under 7 minutes. So you can actually, follow the steps of, we just, take each step and go a bit deeper. Another section in our beautiful platform is the automated test section. So if you press test, what Bottalk would do is it will try to go through your logic and will just randomly put stuff in. Like if you can say here, okay, open coin template, what coin are you interested in? Then it chooses help out of the blue. Then after help, it goes, okay, how much is Status, I don't know. Okay, status is the name of the coin, and then status is whatever dollars do you want to know another coin. So it tries to go all the way it can, as much path as it can, and this is very cool to kind of test your skill, test your scenario for errors. So if you build in like a dead end, the tester will say, okay, I can go anywhere from here. You didn't provide me with a next step. Or if there's a problem with an API, you will see all the variables will be empty here. So stuff like that. It's very cool tool to kind of understand, if you're not a developer, okay, is my syntax, is everything okay? Is everything okay? And then there's a deploy section, and in the deploy section we could go to deploy this to Alexa, and it will create the all interactions model on the Alexa and stuff like that. And you have to have Amazon developer account for this, right? So I already clicked here. If you don't have your Bottalk account connected to Amazon, the Amazon pop-up will come with an email address and password. You will fill it in, and then you'll be connected. It's as you can see, successfully deployed to Alexa. And if you go to, we'll just check it really quick. Okay, coin template. It's right here, and you don't have to go there. Just don't go there. Alexa, open coin template.
What coin are you interested in?
Bitcoin.
The price of Bitcoin is currently $6,522.53. Do you want to know a price for another coin?
Yes.
What coin are you interested in?
Ethereum.
The price of Ethereum is currently $490.35. Do you want to know a price for another coin?
How much is Bitcoin?
The price of Bitcoin is currently $6,524.52. Do you want to know a price for another coin?
Nope.
Okay, next time just open CoinCap to see the latest price of Bitcoin. Goodbye.
Okay, and then we'll try it again. Alexa, open coin template.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay. Alexa, open coin template.
The price of Bitcoin is $6,523.14. It is down by minus 0.0212%. Do you want to know a price for another coin?
No.
Okay, next time just open CoinCap to see the latest price of Bitcoin. Have a great day.
Okay. And there are a couple of things that we build in to kind of make some variations. If you look at the way that we are exiting, then we are using some functions that you could just copy, and they're self-explanatory. Here we're using stuff like random. So each time Alexa says goodbye, it will be not every time like bye, bye, bye. It will be something more. If I repeat stuff all the time, you get annoyed as humans. And for me, as not a human, it's not understandable, but we have to do this, right? Another way to test it is to download an export file for your Google Assistant. And so you can go to deploy, download an export file. It is a bit tricky with a dialog flow for Google, but there are like several steps you have to take, and we have a beautiful documentation that just takes you all the way through with photos, with screens. And the way you do it is actually you go to a dialog flow, you register your account, and then you want to go to create a new agent. You name it coin template. Very important not to put any white spaces here. You click on the create. It will create a project for your Google Assistant. You just wait a bit because Google is a really small company. It needs time for the service to start. They're just a small startup. It's okay. And it's saving. It's important to also to kind of not to mess up the language here. So if your skill is in German, you want to choose German here. So it's saved. So next, first of all, you created an agent. This is the step one. Step two, you go into the settings, export and import, and restore from zip. You select a file that you just downloaded from Bottalk. You type in restore, because that makes sense, and then it tells you, okay, so much intents and so much entities had been added. You want to click save again, I guess, and then you go to fulfillment. You go to integrations. Sorry. And you want to open Google Assistant, and in the manage section, you can actually go to invocation and rename your test app. Normally, it will just always be Google open your test app. Google open your test app. You want to kind of make it a bit real, so coin template will be our invocation. Oh. So and then you wanna save it. Coin template. Perfect. And then here in the you want to go back to Dialogflow and just press test. It will start this whole testing process, and then you can use your Google. I'm looking at my tech assistant, but he didn't build that site, so yeah. So theoretically, it should start. Hi, Dialogflow. Could you please start it? Test. Does it work? No. Please note, it's not a Bottalk anymore. It's just Google. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Hey Google, talk to coin template.
Okay, let's get the test version of coin template.
What coin are you interested in?
Bitcoin.
The price of Bitcoin is currently $6,537.96. Do you want to know a price for another coin?
Yes.
What coin are you interested in?
Ethereum.
The price of Ethereum is currently $492.13. Do you want to know a price for another coin?
What is the price of Bitcoin?
The price of Bitcoin is currently $6,536.45. Do you want to know a price for another coin?
No.
Okay, next time just open CoinCap to see the latest price of Bitcoin. Goodbye.
So this is it. So with the one scenario that we built here, you can actually have both of the platforms work at the same time with the same intents, same logic. You don't have to. Yeah, you have to work with a Dialogflow, but you don't have to do any like programming stuff. Just download the zip file that we created for you, upload it there, and that's it. It's very cool when you want your product to be tested on different markets. So you might imagine Google and Alexa as iOS and Android, right? So Google is a bit cheaper device, and also you can imagine that when you build for Google, you're also here, right? So you're also on the phone for the assistant to work. So when you want to kind of separate, you don't want to build separate apps. And here you can write it once, you can update it once, and then it will automatically be available for all of the platforms that you are working for. Yeah, so the syntax, as I said before, if you go to a Bottalk website, there are several options to learn this. There are getting started, medium parts that I wrote, put a lot of effort here. So please read it. There is a video tutorials that I recorded and put a lot of effort here as well. So please watch them. And there are docs for those of you who are preferring this, technically, fun, I guess, part. There are several actions, like send text will be sending text to someone and stuff like that. One thing that we launched just today, and I don't know how many of you guys are developers. Perfect. So this is, I don't know. So this is the most important thing that we launched today. We launched something we call plugins. So with a plugin, you can create your own plugin, and what plugin does is it essentially creates your own action. So you can create any kind of action that you want. All you have to do is you name your plugin, you choose the namespace for your plugin, and you choose the endpoint, discovery endpoint, and you put the token to subscribe your request with. You check it and save it, and then you can use this plugin. So today I wrote a plugin that was delivering an open weather data. You can just write your request, your actions, and send the name of the city, and it will get back the weather for you. So you don't have to put in very complex logic in Bottalk. If you know, okay, Bottalk will take care of the dialog flow, and your plugins will take care of your logic, of your business logic. And this way you can extend all your skills without actually wanting to build everything from scratch. So once again, do use our plugins. There's a perfect plugin documentation where we describe how to subscribe to a request, what is the response should be, and stuff like that. So take a look at that. Kirill is here. I'm here. All of the event, and we'll be very happy to help you out, and we'll be also very happy to help you out technically. So if you think, okay, this is something that sounds a bit complicated, we could use some help. We're there to help you. So if you come to us and say, okay, we're thinking about you or Storyline, we will definitely do our best to win you over. This is the quick introduction. I'm not sure that this particular format is good for tutorials that I'm sitting here and typing stuff for 30 minutes that we have left, and it's getting a bit hot outside. So I would happily take some of the questions at this moment, so we could make this monologue to a dialogue. Thank you.